Yo, Guna fans, what is happening? Welcome to episode 3 of your Excalibur Clock and I am DBNK. Listen, this is episode 3. Like, subscribe, comment, let's grow the community, y'all. We just kicked that Real Madrid ass. They did not see this coming. We did not see this coming. I'm going to tell you right now, I pray for nights like this. Mama, Mama told me to be nice like this. I prayed. I dreamt of them. I dreamt of nights like this, y'all. Y'all don't even understand the emotions I went through today. Let me tell y'all the truth. I watched Arsenal go invincible. All right. I watched the greatest era of Arsenal football. I watched the Nicholas Anelkas to the Thierry Henrys. All right. For me, that was the pinnacle of Arsenal right there, right? Never in my history of watching Arsenal have I rode the emotions I rode watching what we did to Real Madrid last night. When we went to the Bernabeu and Thierry Henry ran through their whole 11 to score that goal, listen, that was beautiful. That was a sight. But what we did to them today, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I shed tears, y'all. I shed tears. Tears. I'm a grown man. These is words that ain't meant to be said. I shed tears, y'all. What I seen from this team today. Oh my God. You know what? Before we go through this video, I just got the Declan Rice post-game video here with Thierry Henry, CBS. And before I go, I'm gonna just run through my notables, and it's damn near the whole team, to be honest. I'm gonna just run through my notice. I'm gonna shout out David Raya. He did his thing, kept his clean sheet with his two center backs. They did a splendid job just controlling that back five. Like those two center backs and the goalkeeper, they were working extremely well together. They kept things quiet and safe back there. Shout out to the three of y'all. I big y'all up. Listen, Julian Timber, Miles Lewis, Skelly, them two players are two sides of the same coin. All right. If you didn't know what Julian Timber looks like when he plays, you would just say, okay, imagine Miles Lewis Skelly playing on the right hand side, right? If you didn't know what Miles Lewis Skelly looks like playing, if you never watched him playing, you just say, okay, you know what? Just imagine Julian Timber playing on the left hand side, right? That's all you got to do, because these two, oh my God, Julian Timber had Vinicius in his pocket. Miles Lewis Skelly, Rodrigo in his pocket, 17, y'all. I don't think y'all understand what's going on here. This brother is 17 years old, first season in the Premier League, makes the English national team, scores on his debut, now is starting a Champions League quarterfinal against Real Madrid, keeps a clean sheet, bags and assist. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Is this a not? Listen, somebody got to pinch me up if this is a dream. I need to wake up. I don't want to, but if it's a dream, I need to wake up. I don't want this. I don't want this. This is not what I signed up for. I don't want dreams this sweet. Life ain't sweet. Don't give me dreams this sweet. All right? I know you're supposed to dream big, but I ain't trying to wake up to a normal reality if this is the dream. No. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Miles Lewis Skelly? Listen, I'd actually go as far as to say Miles Lewis Skelly is better than Julian Timber only because of the fact that it's 17. Only because of the fact that it's 17. If you watch that game like a true football novice, if you watch that game, people, you would clearly see Miles Lewis Skelly and Thomas Partey were running that game. They were running that midfield. We had damn near 60 to 70% possession. Arsenal Football Club, 60 to 70% possession. whilst playing Real Madrid. At first, I thought, you know what? I kind of feel like Real Madrid is holding back. I kind of feel like they're holding back. Maybe they feel like if they come here, they hold us. They've not been playing very well recently. So I kind of felt that, you know what? Maybe they feel like if they come here, they hold back and just wait for the break, catch us on the break, and hit us, and then just park the bus for the rest of the game, like I've seen them doing a few times this season. I thought, for a moment through the first half, part of the second half, I was thinking that could be the case because they were looking dead. They were not on the ball. They couldn't hold on to the ball. That's when I realized. But then at the same time, I'm thinking that like maybe they sitting back. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, are you watching Miles Lewis Skelly? Are you watching what Thomas Partey and Miles Lewis Skelly are doing in that midfield in front of those back three? When I say in front of the back three, I'm talking about Julian Timber, William Saliba, Kivior. Miles Lewis Skelly and Thomas Partey was just dictating. They were dictating the game. They were dictating the pace of the game in central midfield. Miles Lewis Skelly at 17 years old, alongside Thomas Partey. Declan Rice was just mashing up anything that Real Madrid were trying to. Oh my God. Real Madrid would go on a break. Just catch us on a break. I've never been more proud of the energy I saw put by the Declan Rices, Martinellis, Odegaards, Thomas Partey's, Bukayo Saka, third game back from injury. The passion they showed every time Real Madrid went on a break, the passion those boys showed to get back and just tuck into position. Oh my goodness. Hey yo, I'm telling y'all the truth. The Laker game is about to start, but I couldn't give a shit. We kicked the OKC's asses a couple nights back. We gonna do them again tonight. Tell you that much. Like I'm gonna do what I'm doing right now, and then I'm gonna get to that game when I get to it. All right. Oh my God, Miles Lewis Skelly. I can't say enough about Miles Lewis Skelly. Y'all don't understand. That boy is a superstar. That boy is a superstar. Superstar. I can't emphasize it enough. I can't say it enough. I don't know how I can say it any clearer. All right. Thomas Partey, I already said what I said about him. If you don't know nothing about Thomas Partey, you do know something about him. After that game, is Thomas Partey world class? You remember last season there was a debate, Thomas Partey or Rodrigo. Rodrigo ended up winning the Ballon d'Or just because he was playing for Man City and they went for a three-peat. They won a quadruple, something like that, right? Rodrigo gets the Ballon d'Or. So he shuts down that debate. But after tonight, my man, Thomas Partey, hate him or love him, that boy is a baller. I know Arsenal. If it was down to if Edu was still around, if Arteta, if it was down to Edu and Arteta, they would have let Thomas Partey walk this summer. But I know now Andre Berta is in the job. I know now Thomas Partey is not going anywhere. Oh, it's gonna be a party. You think Martin Zubimendi is gonna come in and give you that kind of game? That's what you think? I don't know. You think even if you extend Thomas Partey, Martin Zubimendi is going to come and binge Thomas Partey? I don't know that he does. There's not a lot of people that can play that game the way Thomas Partey played that game. It's different out here, bro. Real Madrid, Camavinga, Bellingham. All they saw was Thomas Partey, Miles Lewis Skelly, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Marino. Oh my goodness. Let me go to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. You know what? I'm gonna just say, when that whole first half, I was thinking to myself, chance after chance, Bukayo Saka was creating chances. He was putting that ball into the center of into the center of that penalty box. All we needed was someone just to slide in and finish it. And I was thinking to myself, imagine, y'all know that Victor Gyökeres' agent came to watch that game. And here I was just thinking to myself, watching that game, I was just thinking to myself, imagine if we had an actual center forward. He would be feasting. Are y'all seeing what Bukayo Saka is producing? 3 games back from injury. This boy is just putting in like splendid balls, but no one is there to finish him. Imagine what an actual striker would do that. As I'm saying, I'm thinking maybe he thinks to himself, this is Bukayo Saka. I'm thinking maybe he thinks to himself, I've been putting balls into the box and no one is finishing them. I put in at least 3 that have just gone across the goal. All they needed was a touch into the goal. This is what I'm assuming he's thinking to himself. So let me just try and cut back in and put in a shot on my own. This boy cuts past 1, cuts past 2. As soon as he's getting to the 3rd guy, they put him down. It's about 10 to 12 yards. It's about 10 yards outside the 18-yard box. Lined up with the near post, and I'm thinking on the right side, meaning the left side of the goalkeeper, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at the goal, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, Declan Rice, because I'm thinking who's going to take this, right? That was my first, and I think all of us were thinking that. If you're an Arsenal fan, we're all thinking the same thing, because we're not used to seeing free kick goals going in. We're not used to seeing an actual free kick taker at Arsenal, right? Ever since the Van Persies, ever since the Alexis Sanchez's, ever since the Thierry Henry's. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say it like that. I'm feeling French today. Ever since, we don't really. So I'm looking at the position of that free kick, and I'm thinking that is milk and honey for a free kick taker. I'm thinking to myself, the first thing that crossed my mind, I just thought to myself, Declan Rice. The way you whip those corners in, bro, this is prime position, bro. Pick a spot. This is literally what I'm thinking. Pick a spot. Brother, pick a spot. This is all I'm thinking. And then I'm watching, I'm seeing Yova signaling. Then it's almost like they telling them to whip the ball in. I'm thinking, nah, bruv. Whip the ball into who? Only to hear later, as you will hear on the Declan Rice interview with Thierry Henry that I'm going to play just now, right? Declan Rice says, yeah, Martin, meaning the captain, Odegaard, told me to whip it in. And I looked at Bukayo and I said to him, that doesn't feel right. It's not quite the position that you'd whip it in. Like, I got a good look. And Bukayo says to me, yo, if you're feeling it, bro, if you're feeling it, go with that gut. And by God, I screamed. I have never, ever probably woke the neighbors up. I screamed. It was, when I tell y'all, I have never felt like I felt like in my whole entire life supporting this football club. Invincible. We win invincible. Those feelings never reached us. They never climaxed to this point. I shed tears tonight. I shed tears. Y'all don't understand. Declan Rice. Before that free kick, Thomas Partey was my hands down man of the match because he was controlling the game. Declan Rice snatched that man of the match from Thomas Partey and said, wait. I got this, brother. When he stepped up for that second one, I was actually looking at the goal and I thought to myself, okay, Thibaut Courtois is actually a really big boy. The only way, I genuinely thought this to myself, the only way you beat TB Courtois right now, you have to hit the top bins. Like I'm looking at the goal before he takes it, whilst he's working up to take it, and I'm thinking the only way you beat this goalkeeper, the way I'm looking at things right now, you have got to go top bins. Thank God did he go top bins. I screamed the house down. I'm a grown ass man. These are not reactions that a grown man should be making. When I tell y'all, I was screaming down the house. It's probably about 4:30 at that point in time. In the morning. On my end, I'm in Malaysia. All right. When Marino put that third goal in, oh my goodness. Tears. I can't lie to you. When Marino put that third goal in, it was tears. When I start off and I say I prayed for times like this, mama told me there'd be times like this. I only dreamt of times like this. Yo, I shed tears, grown man. Prayed for times like this, yo. Grown man. I can't even watch highlights from tonight without shedding tears, without feet. You know, I don't know if y'all know. Like you know when you're watching somebody you love achieving something, and you have that sense of pride in you, and like a tear just drops, just runs down your face, just runs down your cheek. Like no matter how hard you try and hold them tears back, them floodgates are open. There's nothing you can do. God is just saying, "Let it off, bro." I shed tears. I can't lie to y'all. That is a game for the archives. That right there is a game for the archives. If there is or was ever a game for the Arsenal archives, Arsenal Champions League archives, Arsenal all-time archives, Arsenal, Real Madrid at the Emirates, quarterfinals, first leg, 3-0. Bukayo Saka. Don't you ever come at me with is he world class? Don't come at me with that question. This man is 3 games back from injury, torn hamstring surgery. Look at what he's doing. Look at what willing his team to victory. If it ain't for Bukayo Saka, that chance right there, that ball doesn't go down for that first pin, that first free kick, that first goal. That was Bukayo Saka. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miles Lewis-Skelly with the assist for the 3rd goal. Mikel Merino. Y'all be hyping up Kai Havertz. Listen, all you need is somebody competent in that position. And I'll tell you one thing, Mikel Merino is showing and proving he is a better goal scorer. If not the best goal scorer at the club. In terms of finishing, listen. Most of Mikel Merino's goals, his finishes, brilliant. Not scrappy. Meant to be. He meant that. Just about every goal Mikel Merino has scored for Arsenal, all you can say is, yeah, he meant that. Did it mean that? Yeah, he meant that. Did Declan Rice? Yeah, twice over. He meant that. Listen, let's get into these interviews and just listen. Before I do that, shout out Mikel Arteta. I gotta give you your props, bro. We can't just shout out to you. It's just yo. Let's listen to this interview. Even just watching this interview, like, you get emotional. just listen. Let's just listen to it.
As I think the interview that we all hope for on this evening is, of course, Declan, right?
Talk to me! What a performance,
I can't, Mike, I can't describe it, honestly. I don't think it's going to hit me what I've done tonight. 2 free kicks in a quarter-final at home against Real Madrid is, it's special. I'm so happy. Probably the best moment in my career for sure. Thierry's holding the trophy that he's won probably 100 times in his career.
I mean,
My
look,
first one, so I'm obviously buzzing, but yeah, it was a
they already
special
gave it to him, and I just wanted to make the gesture because the game tonight, guys. I'm just gonna go in if you allow me. First and foremost, like the game that you had is just, I mean, it was crazy the way you played, but you looked like you played the game because you wanted to prove a point. I don't know to who. To your teammates, the fans, or some people, I don't know what, but you were possessed tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in these, in these big games, I always try to step up, and I just thought go out there and have no fear. What have you got to lose? It's a game of football against Real Madrid. If you're going to have fear, good things ain't going to happen. And we really believed as a team that we could win tonight. And went out there every time we had the ball. We tried to be a threat. I tried to run with it as much as I can. Constantly trying to fret. I probably should have had 2 in the first half. I didn't run. I could have had a tap in, the header, and then obviously scored the 2 goals. So I just went out there. I was fearless, and I was ready to, like you said, to prove a point. And we did that.
Do you remember when was the last time Arsenal scored a free kick, a direct free kick?
Burnley away, Martin, Odegaard maybe.
Yeah, but when was that?
2020, 2021, 4 or 5 years ago.
And you said you wanted to do well, but you have doing well and doing what you did. You know what, I'm going to let Micah in because I had Micah on the phone this morning and he said to me, if you allow me, Micah.
Of course.
He said to me, I want to do something about Declan Rice because I think he is special in that team. So, Micah, you can go.
No, okay. Basically, in the number 6, I think you're fantastic. But in the number 8, I think you're world class because the way you travel with the ball, so athletic, the tackles, the through balls, absolutely everything. So what I wanted to ask you, how do you find it moving it from the number 6 into a number 8 position?
Yeah, I've loved it. Like you said, I feel like I've got the ability to play number 8 and produce goals, produce numbers. It's about having that self-belief, that self-confidence. Obviously, when I first come here, I was playing 6 a lot last year, then moved into 8 at the back end of the season, and then had a conversation with the manager at the start of the season. He said, feel like you can do way more for us. You're so athletic, you're so strong, you make really good runs into the box. You can score goals, left foot, right foot. He gave me the confidence, to play there. And in these games when they stretch and they open up, it suits me to a T. And I love just getting the ball and travelling with it and trying to make things happen for my teammates. And I think the number 8 position is really suiting me at the minute.
Declan, now that we've spoken about the fact that, just very quickly, because we've obviously introduced the fact that Micah did the analysis pre-game about you, I can tell you there was nobody who was more Team Declan tonight than Micah. We want to show you his reaction to your goals. Take a look at this.
I'm going to tell you about my man, Declan Rice, making them runs into the box, lovely little header, but it's a great save from Courtois. That's why he is the best.
Mike absolutely desperate for Declan Rice to do well tonight after his analysis of the pre-game.
Is that the first one?
I tell you, he's in the form of his life. Declan, what a guy! I love you so much.
I appreciate that. You manifested it and it happened, so we can't ask for much more.
Exactly.
I just wanted to ask, obviously, Declan, something. The first free kick. Yeah. So obviously, I'm in the stand and I'm thinking, is it Odegaard taking it? And then I see that Bukayo comes and you coming. I'm thinking, Thibaut Courtois, really? You put 4 men on the wall and you leave that space for a right footer?
Yeah. That's right here.
What did you think at that particular moment? Because I thought the wall wasn't placed well. I thought he was going to put 5 because if you have 2 men on the ball, you have to put 5.
Yeah, so when I was...
Look at that whole game right there.
our set piece coach, we
Look
were
at the
planning
near
to cross the
post.
ball, back post.
Yes.
Me reverse.
That's why he was doing
he
that.
was doing that. So he wanted us to
put
reverse cross it, to the back post.
So when did you think of
And then
shooting?
I stood with Bukayo and I said, it doesn't feel right to cross the ball here. And I looked at the wall and then I looked at Courtois, like you said, and I see that space for the right foot around the outside of the wall. And Bukayo said, if you feel it, take it. And I said, you know what, I'm going for it. And if you don't take the risk, you don't score. So, yeah, as soon as it left my foot,
The reward is in the risk.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as it left my foot, I know it had a chance. And yeah, it's one of them historic
That's more than
moments.
that's more than a chance. I mean, I call
He's
those.
taking the credit, isn't he?
Yeah, you guys are like, he wanted that ball in the second post.
He ain't taking the credit for that.
But okay, we talk about the first one. There was more of a think about it and you have it. But the second one, like I think it surprised
Fantastic.
us all.
Fantastic.
I mean, you can
Top
have 10
ends.
goalkeepers. I don't know how many walls you want.
I think this what me I think this part of my game gets questioned in terms of like my ability with ball striking and scoring goals. I know I can produce these kind of moments. It's just about doing it more and more. And as soon as it left my foot, I just knew and I had the confidence after the first one. And yeah,
But you know what I like with the technique is that
Fantastic.
you whipped it so hard early and
Yeah,
you
that's
kind of you didn't let your leg go so much.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, you held it a
yeah.
bit.
Do you know there like as well?
Okay.
I feel like when I practice these free kicks quite a lot, what I tend to notice is like the more when I make the contact and I like look up quick, it's not the strike I want. When I look down on the ball and just focus on the ball and knowing the spot I want to put
And
it, I
you're
tend to
not-
have
you're
more.
not-
Yeah, I tend to have more
That's how it is.
consistency with it.
That's
and
how it is for every set
Obviously,
piece
look, that's a
taker.
one in a I don't know like moment that
It
I've just
doesn't
done.
matter.
Yeah, I know,
Hey,
and I've
we
been
don't need to know
practicing
that.
it, and
Set pieces too,
I've been
so
practicing it, and yeah, it's come off, and to score two, I think. To be honest with you, it won't hit me. What
That's fantastic.
I've
Just-
done.
Declan,
So, yeah.
sorry Thierry,
Jeremy,
Declan, I
say
just
on.
wanted to ask you a question because every time I hear you interviewed, you speak about getting more goals, and it's funny because I almost feel like I defend you about that because when I think of great midfield players in the past, and I think of say like Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit, we never judge those players on goals. But the way the game's become now, because it's so stat-driven, and we're part of this as pundits, it's almost like Declan Rice cost 100 million, so he's got to get more goals. Whereas for me, you're just an all-round midfield player who wants to score goals and scored two great free kicks tonight. It just does that play on your mind a bit? This thing that like I have to score goals because for me, great midfield players in the past were never judged like that.
Yeah, 100%. I think, Cara, as I've got older, I think when I was younger, it probably played on my mind a little bit. But then I've realised as I've got older that, you know, none of that matters. You know, it's just about me going out there and playing consistently well. And I've just tried to do that over and over and over again. Obviously, I'm always going to have my critics. I'm going to have my doubters. That's football. But as long as I can keep, you know, producing on the pitch and playing well and doing well for this club, that's the main thing. There's always so much talk and noise around all of that conversation, and I know you back me up, so I appreciate
There's
it.
no doubt it's at CBS, Declan. I'm sure you.
Let him relax. He's gotta go. We need him for the second leg. Please,
Good to
thank
see
you.
you guys. See you later.
See you. Well done, brilliant.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you. That's
Thank you,
good.
Declan. TT, stick with us.
Hey, listen, man. These are beautiful times, people. These are beautiful times. If you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Gunner supporter, listen. We was disappointed in the summer. We was let down in January. But the boys are fighting for us right now. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to Mikel Arteta. Andre Beta. Let's get to it, brother. Let's get to it. These. Oh my God. The league's not ready. The world's not ready. But now they know. Now for sure they know. Listen, Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrigo, they came to the Emirates, left with nothing. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Kivio would be pocketing Mbappe. Saliba would be pocketing Mbappe. Timber would be pocketing Vinicius. MLS pocketing Rodrigo. Who would have thought it? Who would have thunk it? Say it how you wanna. Arsenal in two, baby. Come on. Arsenal for the win. Arsenal for the Champions League. Arsenal for the big years, baby. DVNK Excalibur Clock In, episode 3. Shout out to the Arsenal Champions League nights. We pray for nights like this, yo. Peace, love, harmony.